हम्म क्या देखूं नेक्स्ट। हाँ, इन्फोसिस टू वॉलमार्ट। अभी लिंक्डइन पे मैंने पढ़ा था कहीं पे कि यू हैव माई रिस्पेक्ट इफ़ यू डोंट क्रिएट अ वीडियो आफ्टर गेटिंग इनटू अ बिग प्रोडक्ट बेस्ड कंपनी। सच में शो ऑफ करने के लिए डालते हैं लोग। चलो फिर भी देख तो लेता हूँ। Hello friends, my name is Apoor and I welcome you all to my YouTube channel. As you might have read from the title, in this video I am going to talk about my journey from Infosys to Walmart. This is a pretty long video, so I have added timestamps so you can jump to the parts that are relevant to you. And also, if you choose to watch the entire video, I have made it in an entertaining way so you don't get bored. Also, there will be quite some videos coming on how to have a career in web development and how to prepare for interviews and my experiences of various interviews that I have given and how to prepare for product based companies. Okay, so stay tuned for that and enjoy the video. I hope you get some value out of it. Hello, folks. Welcome to your favorite show, Interview with AK. Today, we have with us Mr. Apoor Khare, who recently joined Walmart as a software engineer 3. He is going to share his journey from being in Infosys, a service based company, to reaching to Walmart, a product based company. He will also share how he prepared for these interviews and what his interview experience were with various companies that he had applied for. Now, without further ado, let's welcome him. Hi, Apoor, how are you? Hey AK, thanks for inviting me to the show. It is an honor to be part of the prestigious show of Interview with AK. It has been always my dream to be a part of this show. Is that all AK or you need me to add some more to it? Fine. So Apurv, can you give a brief introduction about yourself and inform the audience which college you are from and how were your initial days of your career? Hi all, I am Apoor and I am a front-end developer with almost 5 years of experience in software development. I started my career with Infosys. I was placed to Infosys via my college. From my first day itself, I was assigned to Cisco client and I was working on a VoIP product, which is voice over internet protocol, and I was in the networking telecom domain. The team was good and the work environment was awesome because of our manager, and I don't think I will ever get a better manager than him. But after working for over a year with C++ and networking and those protocols, I understood that this is definitely not the thing that I want to do for my life. So I started exploring other domains in software development, and I explored web development. I liked it, I explored it more, and I loved it. And so eventually, after 4 years in Infosys, I switched as a React front-end developer. Yeah, Apoor, so I hear you that you had an early realization that you did not want to work in networking, so you started learning front-end development. So would you go in depth about how did you start preparing for front-end development? What were the resources and what worked for you to gain more knowledge in web development in general? Yes, I had to begin from the very beginning of the web development fundamentals because even though I am an IT graduate, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript were never taught in depth in our curriculum. So I started learning HTML5 and CSS3 from the New Boston YouTube channel, which is created by Bucky Roberts, and then I made projects based on HTML5 and CSS3 by going through tutorials of Brad Traversy. This is another YouTube channel. Then I learned some basic of JavaScript through various YouTube channels, and I jumped directly onto Angular. This was from a Udemy course by Maximilian. A big mistake of jumping directly to Angular without going in depth of JavaScript. I was exploring that course and I was understanding some part and I was not understanding some part, but I kept on going, assuming that it will all make sense going forward. But halfway through the course, I realized that I better learn JavaScript, otherwise I'll leave web development for good. So then I learned JavaScript in depth with this course of Udemy, which is by Jonas. If you are new to JavaScript and if you want to learn JavaScript in depth from scratch, then I would really recommend this course from Jonas. And after that, I didn't go back to Angular. I started learning React. This was a course from Westbos named React for Beginners. But these were the resources that I had found after spending a lot of time. These were not the first resources that I used. So I see that there is still a struggle of finding good resources which are updated, where the tutor teaches well. So I created a website where I have the best and up-to-date resources for learning web development, and I will update this website every month. And this my website has resources for HTML5, CSS3, JavaScript, and React. I will add Node and other technologies also. And I have divided the resources into 4 sections. One is learning via videos, one is learning via reading, learning via interactive, and learning by coaching. So because everyone learns differently, I learn from video, someone else will be learning from reading, someone else learns from interactive session. So I have divided all the resources into these 4 parts, and the coaching part is basically me teaching you React development over the weekend, and I have been doing this since the past month, every weekend on a Sunday for 3 hours. So as we discussed earlier, you had realized earlier in your career that you didn't want to do telecom networking stuff. So why did it take for you to 4 years to switch job? Why not do it in 2 years or 3 years? I think I know the answer, but I would like you to tell the audience. Yeah. It took quite some time for me to learn the fundamentals of web development and then to apply them and make projects based on my learnings. And this is because I was following my other passions, which is dancing and acting in Infosys. So I was a part of a group, dance and drama club, known as Parichay, and I used to learn and practice dance almost daily for 2 hours per day. And I have done a number of dance cover videos. I have done stage shows and events inside and outside Infosys. I was kind of sort of a semi-professional dancer because we used to earn a tiny bit of amount by performing on some events also. And I also have acted in a dance musical show inside Infosys. So yeah, I kind of was enjoying my life in Infosys and pursuing my passion of dance and acting, and also spending time with friends and going on trips and stuff. So because of this, my studies got a bit sidelined and it took some time for me to switch. सही बोल रहा है यार. TCS में भी मैंने काफ़ी जलसे किए, फ्रेंड्स के साथ लेट नाइट पार्टीज, हर मंथ एक ट्रिप. पर अब लॉकडाउन की वजह से सिर्फ नेटफ्लिक्स से यूट्यूब से इंस्टा से वापस नेटफ्लिक्स. थोड़ा पढ़ भी लेना चाहिए. And I do not regret any of the time that I spent in Infosys. That was a conscious decision to pursue my passion of dance and acting. And after I was satisfied with all of the dancing and acting stuff, then I focused completely on the career stuff. Yes, that was the answer that I was expecting. I would like to know, what was the moment when you realized that you have danced enough, acted enough, enjoyed a lot in Infosys, and now you need to switch. So please tell more about that. As I had mentioned earlier, that we had annual dance musical show at Infosys every year. So after I had joined the dance and drama club, Parichay, in the first year I only danced in that show, and I promised to myself that I will act in the next show, and until I do that I will not leave Infosys. So next year I did act in that show and I also danced, and immediately after that I focused myself on learning web development to switch from Infosys. And also to add to it, Corona lockdown happened the same time, so it accelerated my learning. Excuse me, AK, I'm getting a message. This is from you. Compliment me on my goggles. Oh yeah, nice goggles. Oh yeah, these are Ray-Ban. I just got them last week. I just love them. They are awesome, aren't they? So the moment from where you decided and to applying, so what were the things that you learned, and how did you exactly start applying for the jobs? Yes, this is going to be a very important part for the viewers, especially if you are someone who wants to learn web development. This will be really helpful for you. So in 2 years, I had gathered knowledge in HTML5, CSS3, including Flexbox and CSS Grid, and also JavaScript, and class-based React, which is prior to version 16. Then In 2019, I started learning functional React with hooks, which is version 16.8. Okay, and then I started building small projects. A project with just HTML CSS, then a project with HTML CSS and JavaScript, and then multiple projects with React, and then one project with Merge stack, which is Mongo, Express, React, and Node. So I had a bit of working knowledge with Node also. And then I put all of these websites in my portfolio website, which I built at the end. And I would highly recommend you to do the same. Build a portfolio website which contains images or GIFs of all your side projects, links to the live website, and a link to the Git repo. Okay. And then finally, I prepared my resume, and I did not spend more than a day on it. It was just a simple one-page resume, and I would really advise you to not spend more time on creating resume. I have seen people spending a lot of time over engineering their resume and thinking like, okay, I have to put this, I have to put this, and rate their skills and stuff. Don't do that. Just create a simple one-page resume. I have got calls from hundreds of companies for React position, and trust me, I have used the same resume, same one-page resume. Okay, so do not waste your time. But that's just my advice. If you want to create a 5-page resume, that's up to you. Okay. After I created my resume, I immediately started applying to all the companies which were having React developer opportunities. I had applied through Naukri, LinkedIn, InstaHire, HashJob, Angel, Hirist. Okay, and in 3 days I had applied to over 100 companies. Yeah, this may sound crazy, but I was desperate to change the job. I started getting calls soon, and most of them initially did not even conduct my interview because in Infosys we have 3 months notice period, and no one wants to hire a person who has to serve 3 months notice period. But eventually I got my first interview schedule with a startup company. But I would like to inform you that this was the second interview in my life. The only interview that I had given was in my college for Infosys, which was 4.5 years ago, and then I was giving this interview. I appeared for an interview, and I cleared it, and I got the offer, and I got a hike which was a bit more than what I had asked for. The company was good. The founder was a good person in general and technically, and after that also I kept applying and appearing for interviews. On some days I was having 3 different rounds of interviews with different companies, and it was crazy. I was actually loving it. All thanks to lockdown, I was able to give so many interviews, and some interviews I failed and some interviews I was able to crack. So at the end of my notice period, which was 2 months, I got it reduced to 2 months. I had around 5 offers, and I chose to join the first one, the startup that I talked about. Now there's this thing, right? When everything is going good, something has to go wrong. So the third day that I joined the new company, I had to rush home in the midst of peak of Corona in August because of family emergency, and I was unable to work for more than a month or so, and the company was totally fine with me rejoining whenever I could, but I didn't think it was right of me to keep them on hold, so I just told them I am resigning. And after some time I got an offer from Hughes, systique, which is the company that I recently left before Walmart. This offer was even better than the startup's offer. This was the best offer that I got till now. And after some struggle of postponing the joining date because I was still occupied with my family emergency stuff, I finally joined Hughes systique. And funny thing is, after 3 days of joining Hughes systique, I got an offer from Deloitte, and they were giving the same offer as Hughes systique, and they were even okay with me serving 2 months notice period of Hughes systique and joining them. I gave it a thought, but eventually I decided to continue with Hughes systique. Yeah, so that was quite a bit of journey of switching jobs from Infosys to Hughes systique. But now what I would like to know is, you joined Hughes systique on September 2020, and now in April 2021 you are joining Walmart. So why switch so early, and how did you exactly apply to Walmart? In Hughes systique, I was working with this client Whatfix, which is a fast-growing startup, and I was quite satisfied with my work. And on the weekends, I still was exploring more of web development, in depth of JavaScript and React. There are two reasons for this, because I do love web development, and also lockdown. So yeah, I didn't have any other plans for the weekends. And since I have started applying for jobs in 2020, uh, till now I get calls for React opportunities every week. I'm not boasting or something. I'm just stating a fact that there is a very high demand of React in the market, and there is very less supply of hireable React developers. So I was getting a lot of calls, but after I joined Systique, used to politely decline, saying that I already switched. I was satisfied with my work and my compensation, so there was no reason for me to look for any other company. But one day in January 25th, I would say, I got a call from Walmart, and within a fraction of seconds, I realized that this is a once in a lifetime opportunity for me to at least interview for Walmart. So I just said yes. So then I appeared for the all the interview rounds, and as you know, today I am part of the Walmart. Yeah, I get it. It was kind of a serendipity. So a Walmart happened to you exactly correct time of your life. So what was some special preparation that you did for Walmart, if you did any special? As this was a big product-based company, so obviously they did expect knowledge on data structures and algorithm. So for which I started revising concepts which I had studied in college, of arrays, strings, linked list, and hash map and tries. These are all the things that I could cover in the short time. And then I started revising JavaScript concepts. And there is this playlist of Akshay Sheni. I will link in the description. It helped me in revising front-end concepts and JavaScript concepts. अरे कौन है ये अक्षय सैनी? इसका नाम मैंने काफ़ी बार लिंक्डइन पे पढ़ा है, एक बार यूट्यूब इसका वीडियो देख ही लेता हूँ. ओह नमस्ते जावास्क्रिप्ट. काफ़ी इंटरेस्टिंग नाम है. And then I started revising React from blog posts of Dan Abramov, Kent C. Dodds, and Ryan Florence. And I think this is a question that everyone is waiting to hear. How was the interview experience? Can you go in as much detail as you can? Total, there were 4 rounds, and the round one was as expected, DSL algo, and also there were some questions about JavaScript. I was asked to give working solutions of problems, and the problems were of array and strings. And also some of the solutions they wanted me to optimize, so I did optimize them. Some of them I was able to optimize, some of them I was not. Then there were also some problems where I had to use hash map, and also there was one question of implementing search, in which I had to actually implement a dictionary which uses tries. So I did not have to code that solution, but I had to give him a pseudo code and basically explain him how would I go about it. And yeah, you should know how to calculate time and space complexity, because they will ask you on each of your solutions the time and space complexity of it. And then they jumped onto the JavaScript concepts such as prototype, event delegation, closures, and then I cleared that round. And then there was this round 2. Round 2 was focused on JavaScript, React, and then architectural stuff. So in JavaScript they asked about querying, closure, and in React they asked about hooks, state management in detail, virtual DOM, how it works, and then questions on Firebase, Azure, unit testing, end-to-end testing. This is some architectural stuff. And then React routing, accessing private routes, bundling, code splitting, Kubernetes and stuff. So some of these technologies I did not know, I have never worked on, and some of these technologies that I did work on, I did tell them about them. And this round was also good. It went well. And then after about a week, I got a call for round 3, which is the hiring manager round. And in this, the first question itself was that it's been 5 months in Systique. Why am I looking out for another company? So then I explained to the manager that I was not actually looking out actively. I got a call from Walmart, and I always wanted to be a part of a product-based company, and Walmart is obviously Fortune #1 product-based company. So I did not want to miss this opportunity, and hence I went ahead with the interviews. And then she asked me a lot of practical questions on the web development. So I'll just give an example that I have written some code and I have deployed that website. After, let's say, a month or so, that website becomes slow. How would you go about debugging it? Then I gave one solution to her, then said, okay, let's say this is not an issue. Then I gave another solution, said, okay, this is also not an issue. Then I gave another solution, and then we talked about it and then said, oh, this is also not an issue. Like, basically, you have to give multiple multiple solutions to an issue. So you just wanted to know how you go about solving a particular problem. And yeah, there were some more questions on these practical stuff, and then a round of HR, and this was this was pretty much formality round. I kind of sort of knew that I was elected, but yeah, this round consisted of some basic technical questions. Like one HR was asking me about Angular, Vue, and Svelte, and then there was the same question of, oh, why am I leaving so early from Hughes systique. And then there was another HR who was asking the questions about myself and my goals and my interests, and how does Walmart align with my goals. And yeah, so yeah, these were the 4 rounds of my Walmart interview. Mm-hmm. So did you continue to explore more options after you got an offer from Walmart? After I received my offer from Walmart, which was first week in the Feb, I did not update my status in Naukri as serving notice period, because I had almost decided that I'm going to join Walmart, so why waste time? But after a month, so my notice period was 2 months. So after a month, I did update as not serving notice period, and I started getting calls. 90% of those calls did not turn into interview as soon as I mentioned that I had an offer from Walmart. But of the rest who did interview me, I had good interview experiences, because these times I was getting calls from product-based companies like Reflective, Z5, Data Foundry. Some of the interviews I failed, and some of the interviews I did get an offer. So by the end of my notice period, I had 4 offers. 2 of them were giving 30 to 40% more hike than Walmart, but eventually I chose to join Walmart. Great, and that was awesome. So you had multiple offers, and that was awesome, amazing to know. Can you tell more about the teaching stuff that you brought up? I have always loved teaching, and also when you teach somebody, you solidify your own learning. Sometimes what happens, we learn some stuff and we think that we know, but it is only the time when we try to explain it to someone else that we understand, that we realize that, oh, maybe I didn't understand it completely. So when you learn something, and if you can transfer that same knowledge to someone else, then you have learned it. That's what I think. And so I have started writing detailed blogs on tough and important concepts of JavaScript and React, and you can find the links to those in my description. And I will soon be creating another YouTube channel where I'll be uploading important concepts of JavaScript and React, and to begin with. And apart from that, since March, I have been teaching people React and JavaScript 3 hours on Sunday and 1 hour on Wednesday, and I do this for completely free. I just like teaching, and I want to share knowledge. And I have created a Discord server, so whoever is interested to attend these sessions can join the Discord server. The link will be in the description. So since you have had such 4 years of journey of learning web development in front end, what would be your advice to fellow developers, let's say freshers, or let's say same experience as you? So yeah, I do have advice for fellow developers who are trying to get their foot into web development. But do know this, that I am a 5 years experienced web developer. There would be a lot of senior developers who would be having different advices. So take my advice with a grain of salt. Okay. The first thing what I would suggest you is to find your passion, and it need not be only one passion. it can be multiple passions. Like me, for me, I have dance, acting, filmmaking, and web development. Okay, and I have explored all. And for me, to earn a living, web development is the passion that I went for. So explore all your passions and then figure out which one helps you to earn money. And if it's a web development, then okay, go ahead with my further advice. So first, solidify your concepts of web development, the basic concepts, HTML, CSS. Okay, uh, then understand JavaScript. And nowadays you can make your entire uh, stack of web application in JavaScript itself, be it front end or back end. So you have to only learn JavaScript. You can choose to learn Python and Java also, but my recommendation and my personal choice would be just to go with JavaScript and learn in depth of JavaScript, not just the syntax but how it works internally. Okay, and there are some great resources, great free resources, and you can find that in the website that I mentioned earlier. The link will be in the description. And also, if you want to learn it from me, and you can join the Discord link. Then if then you can either move to front end or back end. That depends on your preferences. If you are going for front end, then my suggestion would be React, not just because I am a React developer, but because I know that there is a very high demand of React developers in market, and it will be for years to come. And there are very few hireable React developers, and I am also telling this from my personal experience of interviewing dozens of candidates for systique. And only 30% of them are capable enough to clear the first round. So make yourself more capable. And how would you go about learning React is the start with clones. Okay, there are lots of YouTube videos that do clones and do some projects on React. Code along with them. Okay, this is just to get understanding of how React works. Okay, then make your own small project in React completely by yourself. Okay, you will definitely face issues. Go to React docs for that. There are lots of blog posts. Go to Stack Overflow. Okay, but develop at least 2 to 3 application in React from your own self. Okay, this is the only way you will learn it. Okay, then what you can do is, now you can go to backend. This is you can also start applying for jobs now itself, but if you want to go for backend, you can backend for JS only one option, Node.js. Okay, and yeah, that's pretty much it. And some of the interview tips that I would like to give is, don't be nervous and feel like okay, that I am not good enough and stuff. Just keep giving interviews even after you fail. Don't get demotivated. Okay, eventually you will know what are your weak points, and you will try to improve on it. And one most important tip of interview is that after you are done with an interview, note down all the questions that you are not able to answer. Okay, and then after some time, go back to those questions and find the correct answers from online and understand them. Okay, this is very very important. Okay, I've been doing that, and that has really helped me a lot. And apart from that, you have any questions, you can reach out to me in the LinkedIn. I will link my LinkedIn profile in the description, and you can even join my Discord server. You can consult me for anything for front-end development. And if you want to learn React and JavaScript for me, then also you can join the Discord server. Yeah, that's it. It was nice having you, Apurv. So, folks, that's all for today's episode. I'll see you in the next video of interview with AK. काफ़ी बढ़िया वीडियो बना यार, काफ़ी सारी इन्फॉर्मेशन जानने को मिली. सबसे पहले तो लिंक्डइन जाता हूँ, उस बंदे को डिस्कनेक्ट करता हूँ जिसने शेयर किया था. यू हैव माई रिस्पेक्ट इफ़ यू डोंट क्रिएट अ यूट्यूब वीडियो. अरे बंदा अपना एक्सपीरियंस शेयर करेगा तो क्या सिर्फ शो ऑफ कर रहा है? नॉलेज भी तो कितनी शेयर किया है उसने. यू हैव माई रिस्पेक्ट. बट तू क्या थैनोस है क्या? मिल गया. डिस्कनेक्ट. अब जाके अपूर्व की डिस्कॉर्ड लिंक ज्वाइन करता हूँ. यस, अब मैं भी फ्रंट एंड डेवलपमेंट सीख के प्रोडक्ट कंपनी ज्वाइन करूँगा.